The October chill swept through Crescent Meadows, my fierce suburb alive with autumn's fiery edge. I was helping my son, Liam, with homework when my security app pinged. Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, was caught on camera in Liam's room, packing his toys and clothes into boxes labeled storage for Timmy, her kid. When I confronted her, she called 911, claiming I was harassing her for reclaiming HOA space in my own home. Her call was a Molotov cocktail aimed at stealing my son's sanctuary. Karen, who tried to evict me from my cabin, sent fake cops after Alex and targeted Marcus at his pool, had no idea my cameras recorded her intrusion. I was Sarah, a 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, Homeland Security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and Her 911 stunt wasn't just delusional. It was felony burglary, and I was about to turn her call into a viral reckoning. I stood in Liam's room, phone filming as neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered livid. This wasn't just a call. It was Karen's most invasive assault, blind to my ownership and Liam's safety. My heart roared, but a fierce grin emerged. She thought she could pack my son's room? I was about to unpack her scheme with charges and community fury. My sheriff's badged the gavel. What unfolded wasn't just protecting Liam's room. It was a masterclass in righteous justice, community strength, and comedic takedown that left Karen cuffed, her HOA shattered, and Crescent Meadows cheering. Liam's room wasn't just his. It was her undoing, and my response was the verdict. Karen's call was her most desperate mistake, and our counterstrike was about to stun the world. Crescent Meadows was a vibrant suburb, its crisp fields, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe a fierce stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once plagued by rules on excessive personal property and unapproved home use, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and our farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. Liam's room, a cozy haven filled with model planes and books, was in our private home, HOA exempt, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, police chief, Homeland Security agent, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA, with a fictional ageless fire. I'd crushed Karen 74 times, buying Meadow Mart after a farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her, airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at her gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, burying her in pennies for her fines, towing her car for blocking my driveway, reclaiming my cabin after a sale, sinking her cop's truck with Grandpa's tractor, evicting her fishing club with Marcus, arresting her for breaking into my garage, busting her 911 call on my pool, stopping her fake cop arrest, seizing her HOA with my deed clause, crushing her motorbike ban, locking her pool access, charging her for felling my tree, returning her trash with interest, nailing her for my gym's 911 call, defending Marcus's home from her 911 stunt, backing Marcus at his pool, stopping fake cops from tossing Alex, and evicting her clubhouse for trespassing. My sheriff powers and cameras were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a frantic bully, her clipboard a broken prop. Exiled and bankrupted, she'd broken into our home, packing Liam's room for her son's storage, unaware it was felony burglary, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a crumbling HOA remnant, relied on fake space rules, blind to my authority. Liam, my 8-year-old son, was a bright, resilient kid, shaken but safe. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, Marcus Thompson, Navy SEAL and lake owner, Mia, my nurse sister, Jake, my Marine brother, Vince, Iron Riders biker leader, Ellen, my sharpshooter mom, Tom, my biologist friend, Linda, the councilwoman, Lily, my waitress turned leader, Grandpa Joe, our tractor driving patriarch, and Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy. Agent Laura Chun, my FBI contact, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a cool October evening in 2025 in Liam's room in our farmhouse, where Karen's boxes littered the floor and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in rage. Karen's 911 call was a crime, and her ignorance of my home status was her fatal error. This wasn't just about Liam's room. It was Karen's assault on our family. For us, it was a chance to protect Liam, expose her crime, and unite Crescent Meadows. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and blaze with our spirit. Karen's 911 call was a brazen felony. "I'm being harassed," she told dispatch. Lying that Liam's room was HOA storage and I'd attacked her. I filmed, voice firm, "You're in my son's room. Karen, this is burglary." My cameras caught her packing Liam's toys. I radioed Harris, who growled, "Burglary and false reporting?" "She's cuffed." Ellen texted our deed, saying, "Karen's trapped." Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Stealing a kid's room? Prison." I called Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI-level burglary with bias." Neighbors swarmed, filming the boxes. My forum post exploded. Karen packed Liam's room and called 911. "I'm charging her with burglary." Hashtags Karen steals room and hashtag Sarah protects Liam trended, hitting 240 million views. Jake livestreamed for Meadowmart, showing my footage indeed. "Crescent Meadows guards Liam," he said, hitting 245 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah's home is private. Karen's a thief. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, HOA space, tried to defend her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting Liam's room. Mia, share my sheriff credentials, proving my clout. I share my clip. Karen's packing my son's room. She's a burglar. The video hit 3.6 billion views. Marcus arrived, saying, "She targeted me too. I am testifying." His seal weight rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chen's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the boxes. "Clear burglary," Chun said, noting the 911 call's falsity. I flashed my sheriff badge, live streaming. Karen packed Liam's room and called 911. She's facing felony charges. The stream hit 18 billion views, with news vans circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a hero." "Karen's done." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's actions are burglary and false reporting. The crowd chanted, "Protect Liam," as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen in our home, clutching a fake storage rule. Harris cuffed her as I unpacked Liam's toys, reassuring him. Karen rambled, "It's our space. but Chun held up my footage indeed. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a room-safe day at Meadowmart, with music and kids' safety rallies. Karen's lie about storage collapsed. My home was mine. The stage was set, not just to save Liam's room, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around our family. Her call was her end, and our justice was our victory. Our farmhouse was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed in our hallway, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake rule. Liam's room was restored, his toys back on shelves, as neighbors rallied outside. The live stream hit 19 billion views, with hashtag Karen Steals Room and hashtag Sarah Protects Liam trending globally. Neighbors packed our yard, waving signs. Liam's room. No HOA thieves. News crews broadcast live. Anchors calling it a sheriff's son versus HOA burglary. The air roared, and we were ready to bury Karen's scheme. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. Sarah's home is private, HOA exempt. Karen's burglary and 911 call are felonies. He showed my footage indeed, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, "Sarah's sheriff, protecting Liam. Karen's a burglar." The forum surged. "Karen's a thief. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen packs kids' room, calls 911, faces felony. Hashtag Sarah protects Liam." Karen yelled, "It's HOA property." But Chin held up my footage, stating, "You committed burglary and false reporting." Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my cameras. Child safety groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Liam's room is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, Justice for Liam's Room, hit 245 million signatures, with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's family and Liam's safety are our pride. Karen's crime threatens us all." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $4.5 million and dissolve it. The crowd roared, chanting "Room safe." The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded our home, as Vince's biker crew patrolled the ranch. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen packed my son's room and called 911. "But I'm sheriff, I own the HOA, and she's charged." I proposed a room-safe day at Meadowmart with kid activities, music, and a fundraiser for child safety, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to host. I shared online, "Karen's burglary failed. Join us for Room Safe Day." The live stream hit 20 billion views, with hashtag Room Safe Day trending. Comments flooded. "Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's cuffed." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "I'm in charge." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with burglary, false reporting, and child endangerment," she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 38 billion views, with comments like "Bye, Karen." Liam wins. News ran headlines. Sheriff mom defeats HOA Karen for packing son's room. Lily organized kids to paint room safe signs, while Tom tied it to our lake, saying "Sarah protects our kids." Harris secured our home, and neighbors cheered as Liam hugged me. Chun verified our deed, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Haven sign, marking our home status. The stage was set for a victory that would protect Liam, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but our response would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, Liam's room a symbol of our triumph. The live stream hit 39 billion views, with hashtag Karen Steals Room and hashtag Sarah Protects Liam trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving room safe signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my sheriff uniform, Liam by my side, my roles as sheriff, mother, and HOA owner. Now a verdict. Our evidence, our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Alvarez, a federal veteran, called order. "Ms. Miller, you're charged with burglary, false reporting, and child endangerment," he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen packing Liam's room. The plaintiff is sheriff and homeowner, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our hero. Chen testified, voice sharp. Karen's burglary and 911 call violated federal laws, endangering a child. She showed the boxes, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $4.5 million HOA fine and dissolution. The crowd chanted room, room, as kids waved painted planes, symbols of Liam's win. Tom showed our deed and my sheriff logs, proving her crime. Sarah's justice saved Liam, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Haven sign sketch, county-backed, to mark our home. This room's Liam's and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a star under a federal seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Alvarez reviewed the evidence, footage, deed, boxes, calling it irrefutable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it's HOA storage. But Rachel played her packing, exposing her lies. Alvarez ruled, guilty on all counts. 15 years for Miller, $5.8 million in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. Our digital dossier, footage, deed, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. Sheriff Mom defeats HOA Karen for packing son's room. The crowd surged, music blaring, as room's safe day plans took shape. I gave the mic to Liam, who smiled. My room's safe, he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding our home in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our community could protect our kids. As Liam's room stood restored, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Sheriff Mom defeats HOA Karen for son's room and Liam's Haven triumphs. The live stream hit 42 billion views, with hashtag Sarah Protects Liam trending for weeks. Fan art of the Haven sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and child safety groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about our family. Room Safe Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, playing games, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Haven sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying our home to the lake's peace. The event raised $21 million for child safety, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Liam's room shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined at $4.5 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning home invasions. Karen got 15 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't pack like Karen became a local joke, painted on fences. Our home became a tourist draw, with visitors snapping Haven selfies. Meadow Mart and our ranch events soared, the cafe hosting Haven nights with music and safety talks. Tourists flocked to Liam's room, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini planes, sheriff patches, saying our fight inspired them. Tom's data showed the lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deed, verdicts was studied for child protection laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for our ranch. The forum planned a Haven Fest with games, music, and SWAT demos, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's crime into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to patrol our ranch, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Haven Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Liam, Alex, and Crescent Meadows, where rooms defeat tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and our home glowed. Karen's 911 call had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Our home, Meadow Mart, and our suburb were our stronghold, proof no bully could touch our family. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, safe, and unstoppable.